Greetings, everyone. Today we're going to do the hi-hat on the song Superficialstition. It's going to be a pretty short video. I was thinking about tying it in with the toms, but this is going on YouTube. People are going to be looking for a hi-hat. Let's give them a hi-hat. They can look at the toms on a separate video. All right. We're going to be pretty quick. I'm just using two plugins, Equalizers and the American Class A. For everyone hoping I was using something different, I'm sorry. I'll try a different plugins next song. Looks like I was on. So I just bought Equalizers, and I was really on a American Class A kick at the time. I think I started this song as like, hey, what 5 plugins can I use? If I did that, the American Class A would obviously be one of them. But the hi-hat is a simple instrument. Most of what you're doing is just getting stuff you don't want out of the way, getting it to sit in the mix well. Voila. I'm not too particular. Anyway, here is where we started. Here is where we ended up. So this is a bit of an experiment here on this dynamic band on the Equalizers. So we'll explain that when we get to it. And then just a lot of cuts that are meant to get rid of stuff I don't want. Just most of the rest of the drum set, frequencies I don't really want in there. And then drive, compression, EQ, and just gain into the compressor on the way into the American Class A. And we will start with the Equalizers. All right, here's without. Very warm, which is nice. And that you can hear more just the hi-hat. When we go through this again, I might try and get a little bit more warmth low end from the hi-hat in there. I think I ended up cutting it for a reason. But let's go through and mute all these, and I'll be back. First thing I do, as always, is I throw my high pass on. So the cool thing about this EQ, as with a lot of EQs, you've got a pretty good RTA on here, so you can see where your spikes are. It is always better to listen to try and decide what to cut or what to boost. I'm typically a cutter. And RTAs are really nice because you're like, there's something in the low end I want to get rid of. And you can look and go, oh, there's something at 200 hertz. There's a big spike, or there's something right here. You see how he hits open hats, and there's a sort of a jump at 600. So, I know to leave that alone. So it's really, really easy to isolate frequencies. Now here, I was just focusing on getting stuff from the drums out of the way so that the hat can stand out a bit more. So a lot of that, just the low end of the drums. Then I cut here, which I'm actually thinking was a mistake. A big, big cut around the fundamental of the snare. And that's just to get the snare out of the way. Now that, I didn't notice that earlier. That turn it off. Ooh, that's going to be fun. So this is a fundamental cut side chained from the snare. So up here on your little plugin settings, you can actually select your side chain source, which I moved over. I lost this early because it was actually assigned to a different snare side chain that I switched over when I did the snare. This is a cut that only jumps in when that snare's hit. So, mute that. Hear that snare? Hear that low end of the snare going away? That I like. All right, so that is the reason that was there. Now this is a fun little addition. So what this is, it's a reverse ratio dynamic EQ. So basically, when there's no sound going into it, there. When there's no sound going into it, it's got a boost. As sound is being pushed, so as those frequencies are jumping in there, so that's sort of a really, really present spot for the hi-hat. As the hi-hat's getting pushed in there, it actually pushes the volume down. So it actually sort of brings your average frequency sound up a little bit, and adds a little more just consistent sort of splashiness, washiness to the hi-hat. That's as far as that goes. Now, so already a much cleaner hi-hat. Let's throw this on here. That's compression, drive, EQ. And that's all, that's all we're doing here. So let's start this over and we'll play around. This is just sort of even out. This is mostly for the compression and the drive to sort of even that out. So let's go to B here and hit play. First thing I'm going to do is a plus and minus 6 to drive that compressor a bit more. Let's play with some compression. Do a 3-to-1. Throw on the top end here, and throw up that drive. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a cut right there. I lied. Not going to work. All right, just a little bit of cut. All right, and now let's mix this in with the rest of our drums. So with panning on hi-hats, we're going to allow a little bit. I like my hi-hat panned where I have it in my overhead. So what you can do, solo your overheads. You see they're sort of right here-ish. And take your, zero this. Bring it down so it sort of equals out with that other one a little bit, and just bring it over. Boost it. And what I'm doing is, as I'm soloing it, you'll hear it kick on, but if it feels like it's pulling left or center more than without it in there, then I'm just going to adjust the panning. So it feels more, a little closer to center, so I'm going to bring this in. Feels about right. All right. Too much. Down a little bit. All right, and that's it on the snare drum. Hope you learned something. Very, very quick and easy. And I'll see y'all next time. If you guys have any questions, have any plugins you want me to try, have any free techniques you want me to try, feel free to ask. If you need anything mixed or mastered, you know who to call. All right, bye.